Being a mainstay of the United States economy, the electronics and technology sector makes up 9.3% of the entire United States gross domestic product, or GDP. However, other nations also compete in this market. For example, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company dominates the chip-making business. For example, they are responsible for producing 60% of semiconductors worldwide, including 90% required for the world's cutting-edge advancements. Circling back to the US, this sector is all about the production and procurement of semiconductors. Being the basis of all computers from military to consumer applications, semiconductors power the world at this point. As of 2021, 80% of US households own a desktop or a laptop computer. As this product has become more accepted by the consumers, in turn it has become more consumers friendly. Computers today are designed to be able to be taken apart by the consumer, to have parts swapped, and to be upgraded as needed. This modular design also makes it easy for computer parts to be sold secondhand. This makes computers more accessible and cheaper. In between the years 2020 and 2022, $2 million more of computer hardware has been resold. Many of the most advanced and trusted firms in this field call the US home. For example, NVIDIA, who is well known for being the pinnacle of GPUs at this point. Even as they set standards and push limits, they are not satisfied, deciding not only to make the best graphics cards on the markets, but also to explore the field of artificial intelligence. The hard work of this company has surely been showing. In this year alone, the stock price of NVIDIA has grown by 190%. With this explosive growth, it's no surprise NVIDIA took over Alphabet and Amazon stock prices in a 2-day span. Another technology powerhouse, Intel, has also been innovating in their own right. Through over 50 years of innovations, Intel has continued to provide a superior product, which shows when considering they're in 2 out of every 3 computers. These days, companies such as NVIDIA rarely produce their own products. They instead sell the rights to companies such as MSI or Zotac to manufacture the boards. This gives companies such as NVIDIA more time and resources to innovate. While great on its own merits for consumer electronics, technology sectors also increase the US's GDP in many other ways. Technology helps create jobs for many Americans throughout the US, as well as improving infrastructure of the country as a whole. Pieces of technology are rarely only used for their intended purpose, and generally find homes in many other areas. For example, what we call superglue today was originally intended to be used to make clear sights for guns during World War II. However, it was found to be too sticky to be used for this application. However, it wasn't until after the war that this compound was rediscovered to be used as an all-purpose adhesive. Even after that, it didn't find its home in the medical field until the Vietnam War. While the US deals in these finished pieces of technology, it still has a bigger part to play in the global economy. It is not advantageous enough for the United States to make its own raw materials. Instead, we buy from places like the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is not worthwhile for the US to match the DRC's production of cobalt, therefore playing into its competitive advantage, making the US one of the DPR's most loyal customers. However, just as the US imports materials for technology, it also exports the finished products. For example, Boeing sells planes to 150 other countries. Another hallmark of the technology sector is the improvements in communication found over time. The modern-day communication landscape allows collaboration that is no longer blocked by geographical features. Over the past 5 years, the value of the electronics sector has increased massively, growing almost $24 billion in value. Over those 5 years, the average inflation rate has been 2.27%. This is higher than the long-term average of 2.25%. While an increased inflation rate can cause false positives in market growth, this is unlikely to be the case within the technology sector. The technology sector continues to be a driving force in the US economy and pushes the country further and further in its economic pursuits. As the US continues to invest more and more in this field, more and more jobs also become available. With high pay and high demand for jobs in the technology sector, the future truly looks bright for this industry. Skills that are important throughout the technology sector are in very high demand, such as proficiency with machine learning, digital marketing, and data analysis. The nature of this sector means you can always hone your skills and there's always something new to learn. This makes upskilling invaluable in this field. Success in this sector lies in being able to take advantage of trends while staying competitive with other skills. While this culture of rapid growth is scary, there is a bright side. The various skills needed means there will always be a new job opportunity. In 2025, it is projected that 97 million jobs will be created in the field of AI alone. There are still various job opportunities in the technology sector that connect to the other fields as well. For example, as things such as e-commerce grow, the need for technical support increases. Being able to connect the everyday American to advanced technology makes this position invaluable in most companies. Average pay for a position like this is above the national average while not requiring any formal education. And this field is not expected to shrink anytime soon, with an estimated 10% growth in jobs by 2026, making it a very fast-growing market. Right now, the most important skill seems to be coding. This skill seems to be a prominent need throughout the technology sector, regardless of specifics of the job. This also brings up another question. Which coding language is the best to learn right now? The three biggest languages today appear to be JavaScript, HTML, and Python. However, even with the dominance of these languages, there is an up-and-comer to keep your eye out on: Rust. In the past 2 years, this language has doubled its user base and refuses to stop growing. This language has been highly regarded for its ease of use and future-proofing. Outside of coding, other skills may come with more importance to some employers, however, are not as generalized throughout the field as a whole. Of all those employees working in the technology field, only 45% are actually employed by technology companies. This can show a baked-in sense of resilience within this industry. As a whole, jobs related to technology are planned to grow twice as fast as other jobs over the next 10 years. Right now, the biggest trend in the technology sector is artificial intelligence. This technology appears to be a game changer, being able to simplify and streamline jobs from every industry. However, at the same time, some are skeptical that this may not only streamline jobs, but replace them entirely. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, had its CEO, Sam Altman, go before Congress and stress the importance of regulation in the field of AI. One of his suggestions for regulation was that the US government could release licenses to permit the development of AI models. However, many are worried that such strict regulation, as proposed by Altman, could restrict growth and prohibit new firms from entering the market. Many worry that OpenAI and other well-established AI companies could monopolize the field. As technology advances, more employees are needed, and they are needed faster. For example, it took General Motors 32 years to reach the benchmark of 300,000 employees. That's a milestone that only took 20 years for Amazon to hit. There is, however, one blemish in this employment landscape. The turnover rate in the technology industry is 13.2%. This is one of the highest of any industry. On top of this, it is common practice in high tech not to notify employees before termination. This comes from a fear that employees may be vengeful after termination. Firing without notice allows companies to protect themselves and their assets.